in this example, the way I have seen the question papers, although I have not seen many of the numerical examples, short questions only, but they have asked examples from you. Okay, so the questions that I have seen are, first is they tell you use the percentage method of calculating elasticity of demand. Okay, so what is the percentage method of using elasticity of demand? Which is the percentage method? Anybody can tell? And we were deriving this elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in demand for a good divided by percentage change in price of good. Okay, is it clear? Now if you have your books in your hand, you have lot of questions. Try yourself questions on page number 74. After we finish this, I want you people to do these 1 to 11 questions. Okay, today I'm going to show you one more question, right? And I want you people to do these questions, right? Now in this a percentage, see the first question only, 80% fall in the price of a commodity leads to 100% increase. Okay, in this you just have to use this formula, percentage change in demand for good. What is the percentage change in demand for good? It is 100% increase in demand. Yes, and percentage change in price of good, that is 80% fall in price. So 100 divided by 80, okay, that gives you 1.25. Is it clear? This is just a direct formula, you don't have to worry about anything. When they say use the percentage formula, and either the percentages are given or your price and quantities P1 and P, Q1 and Q are given. If the percentages are not given, you will first find out the percentage and then use it in this formula. Is it clear to you?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will do a question with you today again. Okay. And second formula is this formula that we had done, that change in quantity demanded divided by change in price multiplied by price over the original price over original quantity. Okay. So we had which one we had done? We had done elasticity of demand equal to 0. We had started with these types of elasticity or no?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So now we have learned what is elasticity. It is just a responsiveness of demand to price. Okay. And no, since we are studying normal good, it will be always a inverse relationship. When price increases, your demand should go down. Okay. Now there are 5 kinds of price elasticity, right? When your ED, that is elasticity of demand, is equal to 1, it is equal to 0, it is greater than 1, it is less than 1, or it is infinity. Okay, in this infinity, equal to 0 and equal to 1, they are extreme situations. Normally what you get is elasticity is greater than 1 or elasticity is less than 1. Now please remember in this, when we compute elasticity, when we solve the numerical, when we get a minus sign, when we get -1, ED is equal to -1, that minus is only showing you an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. What you will take is known as absolute value, that is only the positive value. This means ED is equal to 1. Okay, is it clear to you? If your ED comes greater than -1, any number, say it comes -2.5, okay, so you will take it as ED is greater than 1. 2.5 is greater than 1. Yes, you are not considering minus sign in this. Okay, minus is only showing you that it is an inverse relationship. When you are explaining that ED is equal to -2.5, that means ED is greater than 1. So 2.5 will mean this. Okay, so now we are going to do these situations wherein first situation we are going to do is elasticity of demand is equal to 0, right? In this, how will you remember? Now if your elasticity of demand is equal to 0, this means the price, even with a variation, a large variation in price, there will be no change in demand. Understood? See, I have drawn the graph. Can you see the graph?
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan. Muskan has finally come in.
Ma'am, Muskan has some problem in joining.
Connectivity, yeah. She's again getting disconnected, and Nadia is not there today. Okay, now everybody can see this. Okay. Now everybody can see this graph. See,
Yes.
yes. Now I have taken price always on the y-axis and quantity demanded on the x-axis. When your elasticity of demand is equal to 0, okay, this is known as perfectly inelastic demand. That means whatever the change in your price, whether it is a small change or whether it is a large change, there will be no change in quantity demanded of that commodity. Understood? That is why your demand, see, you can see this line, the yellow highlighter, you can see just now I highlighted. This is your demand curve. This is how your demand curve looks like. It is parallel to the y-axis. Whatever price change you do, see, any place your quantity demanded is the same. There is no change in quantity demanded. Okay, this is the meaning of elasticity of demand being 0. Okay, and this situation is just a situation that you learn in theory. You do not find this situation in real life. At some point of time, where even if it is a necessity, with a large increase in price, there will be some change to demand, even if it is a necessary good. Something like milk, there is a large variation from say 20 rupees per liter, it goes to 50 rupees per liter. Still a little amount of milk will be bought by consumers, even if he is a poor person. Okay, so a large variation demand will happen. It will not happen ki whatever the change in price, your demand remains the same. Some slight difference happens. Therefore, this is not normally found in real life situations. But since that can happen when you are doing numericals, this is why we learn this situation. Okay. So your elasticity of demand equal to 0 is clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, in your book there is an example given to explain this, wherein the price of mango keeps on increasing from 50 to 60 to 70, but the demand remains the same to 4 kgs. Okay, so this is an example that has been given to you, right? The second demand is inelastic demand, or also known as less elastic demand. Okay, in this elasticity, your price elasticity is less than 1. Now what does this mean is, this means that if there is a large change in price, the quantity demanded just does not change much. Okay, that means if there is an increase for normal good, if it is an increase in price, there will be a very little decrease in quantity. Okay, now an example is given. Price per kg of a thing is 25. The demand was 10 kgs, 10 units. When the price increased to 35, the demand just came down to 9. Okay, so I have calculated the percentage change. Now please pay attention here, because when percentage questions are asked and percentages are not given to you, you have to calculate it like this. Okay, so percentage fall in demand will be change in Q divided by the original Q multiplied by 100. That is how you take out percentages. In your
Yes.
marks also you take out percentages like this only. Okay, so we
Yes.
have to calculate the percentage change. Change in Q will be Q1 minus Q. Q1 is your 9, this, right? And Q is your 10. So Q1 minus Q, that means 9 minus 10. This step is clear to you? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
divided by the original Q, that is 10, and multiplied by 100, because you are taking a percentage. So this gives you 10%. Clear?
Yes.
Clear how you have calculated the change in quantity in terms of percentage. Now the same we have to calculate for change in price in terms of percentage. Okay, your initial final price was 35, initial was 25. So 35 minus 25 divided by 25, this gives you 40%. Okay, yes. Now pay attention here. When we were taking out quantity, there has to be a minus sign also here, because it is 9 minus 10, so we get minus 1 here. Yes,
Yes.
but I have taken an absolute value, because we are not concerned here. Minus sign will come because it's an inverse relationship, so it has to come. Okay, so I have just taken absolute values here, not the actual values. Absolute value means we have taken considered only the positive value. So a change of 40% price. Now how will you read it? How will you conclude this? A change in the price by 40% leads to a decrease in quantity demanded by 10%. Have you understood? Yes, children?
Ma'am,
Yes,
Have you
ma'am.
understood how you have to write this? When you write the conclusion for this, you will write a change or an increase of price by 40%. Write it down if you want to write it down. An increase in price by 40% leads to decrease in quantity demanded by 10%. Okay, so a large variation of 40% is giving you a decrease only of 10%. Okay, so now we will calculate the elasticity of demand. So elasticity of demand in case of percentages. Percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity, we got 10. Yes, just now we got percentage change in price, we got 40. So 1 by 4, this gives you 0.25. So your elasticity of demand is less than 1. 0.25 is less than 1. Yes or no?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
so this is an inelastic demand. Inelastic demand means your large variation on price will not have much effect on quantity demanded or have a very small effect on quantity demanded. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Inelastic demand is clear. Now inelastic demand, if you plot these two on the graph, I have shown this plotting on the graph also. Okay, one point when your price is 25, your quantity demanded is 10 units. Okay, so first point you got here. Okay, second point, your price is 35, your quantity demanded is 9. Second point is here. Okay, join, you get this DD as your demand curve. Now look at this demand curve. This kind of, the slant is not much. Okay, you increase, keep on increasing the price. Your price, if you take it as 40 here, how much variation will there be in the quantity? Just this much. Yes,
Yes,
somewhere between 8 and 9. Yes,
yes,
the price has increased to 5 rupees, but the quantity demanded has just fallen down a little bit only. So a change, a large variation in price is not giving you much variation in quantity demanded. It is decreasing, but by very less degrees. Okay, so this kind of, this is what a less slanting, right? This kind of graph is what you get for ED is less than 1. That is your price elasticity is less than 1. This graph is clear to you? Yes, you can explain this graph and draw it. Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can show why the arrow is showing this way, because your demand, your quantity demanded is decreasing. It is going less. So here, this is a 10% fall in demand with a 40% rise in price.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I just came in and you explained, I think, the previous part and
Who
I'm
came
not
in?
able.
Muskan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, your connection is dropping again and again. I'll explain it to you again. Right? We have calculated the elasticity. The example is in your book. Okay. We calculated.
Page
We are
number?
wherever you, we have heard about this. When we are calculating, you were there only.
No, ma'am, I wasn't there.
Okay, see, this we are studying about elasticity less than 1, which is known as inelastic demand. Okay, these demands, inelastic and elastic demands, you will find in real life. Okay, so inelastic demand is there where a large increase in price or a large decrease in price will not have much effect on quantity demanded. Okay, example I have taken, it is given in your book. At 25 rupees, quantity demanded was 10. When it increased to 35, quantity demanded was 9 only. So we calculated the percentage fall in demand and we calculated the percentage rise in demand with the formulas that we did last time. Okay. When we calculated it, we got that with a 10%, with a 40% increase in price, the quantity demanded decreased only by 10%. When we calculated the elasticity of demand from this, we got 0.25%. Okay, we are taking an absolute value. 0.25 is less than 1, so we conclude that elasticity of demand is less than 1. We plotted that on a graph, we got this DD line. Okay, now we can see here,
Yes.
On the graph at 25 rupees, price commodity is 10. At 35, commodity is just 9. If I take it higher at 40 rupees also, it will be somewhere between 8 and 9. Okay. So there is not much happening with quantity demanded. It is going very slowly. It is lessening but very slow, right? So it is known as a steep curve. There is not much change, although there is a large change in price. This is known as a inelastic demand. Okay,
Yes.
clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
we come to the next, which is known as unit elasticity of demand. Unit elastic demand is when your percentage change in demand is equal to percentage change in price. Okay, this means if there is a 5% increase in price, your change in demand in percentage terms will be 5% decrease. Is it clear? Yes. Now this is also not usually found in real life. Okay, that you have a demand and a price relationship wherein a price increases by 5%, so your demand also goes down exactly by 5%. Okay. Now in this, children, the example that is given in your book, right? I think 5 and 10 ka some example is given in your book. It is a very confusing example, and if you take out elasticity of demand using that example, it will not give you one. It is not giving you one. Okay, so my advice to you is, do not use this example. Instead, you go to page number 74. Here example number 3 is given, right? Use that example when you are explaining unit demand. Clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, instead of the this 5 and 10, because this will not give you elasticity of demand equal to 1. You can try it at home. Use this third example given on page 74. Calculate this. You have to do all these questions anyways. Okay, and this is your homework. Calculate. It will give you elasticity of demand as 1. Okay. Now, when you talk about unit elasticity of demand, unit elasticity of demand does not give you a straight demand curve. This demand curve which you get for unit elasticity of demand is known as rectangular hyperbola, right? Why we get this demand, you don't worry about this. This you will learn in next classes when we learn the IC curves. Okay. So you just learn about this, that unit elasticity of demand gives you a curve, this demand curve. This is the demand curve. You can see the yellow highlighter. This is known as a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, now in a rectangular hyperbola, it never converges into the x-axis of the y-axis, right? It just goes close to it, but it will never meet the x or the y-axis. And what is so great about this rectangular hyperbola is, all the rectangles which you make, this price and quantity, there are rectangles being made. See this yellow?
Yes.
Yes, these will be equal. This means whatever the variation in price and quantity, the percentage with which the price increases, the same percentage the quantity demanded decreases, or the percentage with which the price decreases, the same percentage of quantity will increase. Okay, that means, see, your initial is P. This is your P. Okay, this Q2 should be Q. Okay, this I have named wrong. At this price, your quantity demanded is Q. Okay, this one. You can see the yellow cursor,
Yes, ma'am.
right? This is Q. When you are drawing it, please write it Q. Okay, when the price increases to P1, your quantity demands becomes Q1. Okay, so the increase from P to P1, if we say, is 10%, your decrease from Q to Q1 should also be 10%.
10%.
Understood? This is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
unit elasticity of demand. Okay, so this in other terms will mean that the expenditure that the consumer was making in the initial thing, when it was P and Q, expenditure will be what? The price multiplied by quantity will give you the expenditure on that
Yes.
particular commodity. Yes, so P multiplied by Q is equal to P1 multiplied by Q1. Understood? That means his expenditure remains the same, whatever the change in price and quantity. Understood?
Yes.
Clear? So unit elasticity of demand is clear to all.
Yes,
Is there
ma'am.
anybody who is not clear with this? Clear?
No. Yes.
Right? Now we come to the next one. This is elastic demand. Elastic demand is when your elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Inelastic was when it was less than 1. Okay. Now we have a situation when your elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Okay. This is known as a highly elastic demand. Now what is the meaning of this highly elastic demand? A little variation in price, a very little variation in price causes a large variation in quantity demand. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Clear to you? Now the example that I have taken is a price of something is 10 rupees, which is your initial price. At that you buy 1000 units of that good. Okay. When its price increases to 11, just a change of 1 rupee, your quantity demanded decreases to 600. Okay. Let's compute. This is our elasticity of demand, right? I have directly put this in the formula, right? By now you should be able to compute it like this only. Okay. So q1 minus q, 600 minus 1000, and p1 minus p, 11 minus 10, multiplied by p by q, that is 10 by 1000. Okay. Compute it, you get minus 4. Minus 4. Now I have told you this minus is only showing an inverse relationship. Okay. So you will take the absolute value, that is 4. Now this 4 is greater than 1. Yes. So your elasticity of demand comes as greater than 1. Now we plot this. When I plot this, I get a demand curve. Can you see this demand curve? Right? This is nearly, it's not actually, it's nearly parallel to the x-axis. Yes or no? Yes. See, from 10 to 11, yeah, this was your original quantity demanded. Here is your original quantity demanded, right? Just from 11, in 11 you got a 40% decrease. Just the rise of, yes.
Ma'am, by applying this formula, we will get the elastic demand or the inelastic demand.
You get the elastic demand. Now your demand ED is greater than 1. See, I told you it's 4. You have to take only the absolute value. 4. 4 is greater than 1. Yes or no? Yes. So this 4 is greater than 1. This is an elastic demand. A slight increase in price, that is only 10%. If you compute it in terms of percentage, this is just 10%. A 10% increase in price gives you a 40% decrease in quantity demanded. Do you see this? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? This is an elastic demand. Elastic demand, a highly elastic demand. That means a little variation of prices gives you a large variation in quantity demanded. Okay? Clear to all of you?
Yes,
Now our
ma'am.
last is when your elasticity of demand is equal to infinity, right? This is known as a perfectly elastic demand. We had done when your elastic demand is equal to 0, that was perfectly inelastic demand. Okay, that was a line which was parallel to the y-axis. I told you this kind of demand is not possible in real situation. The same comes for perfectly inelastic demand also, where your elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. Okay, what is the meaning of this? That means the price is constant and your quantity demanded keeps on changing. Now this kind of situation, can you have this kind of situation? You
No,
cannot
ma'am.
have. Okay, it is just for the computation. It's just in theory this is possible, when you can have number variations wherein you can have elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. Okay, and when does something comes to infinity? How will you get infinity as answer? Learned in mathematics? Have you learned in mathematics? How do you get infinity as answer? Anything you divide by 0 gives you infinity. Okay. So can a situation happen wherein you divide it by 0? You
No.
cannot have that situation. Okay, so it's just a theoretical thing which can happen. In maths you can show it that it can happen, but in real life this will not happen. Okay, so this is that kind of which is known as perfectly elastic demand. Your elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. Okay, that means a very minute change in price will bring infinite change in quantity demanded, which is not possible for us. Okay, so these 5 kinds of elasticity are clear to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think I have solved a question for you. Yes, I have given this question in your worksheet also. Come to page 77. This was a very interesting question. That is why I took the 8th question. Okay. Now in this question, price elasticity of a demand of a product is given as 1 unit elasticity. This means ED is given to you already as 1. Okay. Now this is how I want you to do the questions. The numericals that you're going to do today, you're going to write it like this. Okay. What is given to you? ED equal to 1 is given to you. Okay. Now second thing, a household buys 50 units of this product when the price is 10. Right. So your Q is given as 50. Your initial quantity demanded is given as 50 units. And with this, the price is given as 10 rupees per unit. Okay. So you have Q and P. If the price rises to 12 per unit, that means your P1 they have given as 12 rupees per unit. Okay. Find out what will be the quantity. So you have to find out Q. Question is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes.
ma'am, will we cross multiply this?
Solve it. We will put all of this in the formula that we have been given. Okay. Let Q1 be X. You solve the questions like this only. Let your
Yes.
quantity is X. Okay. So now you use the formula. Now see here, ED equal to, I have taken minus in bracket. Okay. Delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Now why have I taken this minus? Because we have not been given that it is what kind of good. So we assume we are doing it for a normal good, and for a normal good there is always a inverse relationship. Okay, so while computing, that is while doing solving your numericals, you will consider this minus, otherwise you will not get a correct answer. But when you are reading for elasticity of demand, you will just leave this minus and consider the value whether it is greater than 1, less than 1 or equal to 1. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
While calculating, you will always have this minus here because it is showing a inverse relationship. Okay. So now let's put whatever we have. We have ED is equal to 1, right? Change in Q will be Q1 minus Q. Okay,
Yes.
right? That means X minus 50.
Yes.
Yes. Change in P will be P1 minus P, that is 12 minus 10, which will be 2. This is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's put all this into the equation, right? ED is equals to minus, I told you minus we have to take X
Yes.
minus 50 by 2 multiplied by 10 by 50. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Right? ED1 I have put here, minus I have taken outside because this is outside only. Actually here also there should be a bracket. So X minus 50 by 10. Here is my multiplied by 1 by 5.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, there is no use of leaving maths.
Why? Yes, there is no use of leaving maths. I told you in the first class only. If you have left maths because you don't like it, economics has a complete subject of mathematics in it. There is a subject known as mathematical economics. Okay. And in micro, macro, international, every kind of economics, you have to learn maths. Okay.
Ma'am.
Right? So you have 1 is equals to minus X minus 50 by 10. 5 into 2 is 10. This to here is clear. From here to here, this is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now you take 10 this side. This is how you solve the question. So you get 10 is equals to minus X plus 50 minus X, and minus will become positive. So minus X plus 50. That means X will be 50 minus 10 equal to 40. Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
See, maths is not that difficult in economics. unless you take a pure mathematical branch of economics. This will be these equations only which you have to create percentages change, these elasticity of demand. Okay, all these things only, don't worry about. Or linear equations when you go to 11th and 12th. That's the maths you will have till 12th, I think. I think that much only. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you get x is equal to 40. So you have got quantity demanded is equal to 40. So with a change in price from 10 to 12, your quantity demanded changes from 50 to 40. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And your
Yes.
this is an example of elasticity of demand which is equal to 1. If you calculate the percentages for it, you might find that they are the same. I don't know
Ma'am,
if
these are like physics numerical.
yes, these are like physics numericals. I don't think I have calculated twice for you. Okay. So in this, you can do one thing is after you do this, you can change, calculate the percentage change in price and percentage change in quantity, and check whether they are the same or not. Right? Can you do that? Percentage
Yes, ma'am.
change. Try it. If there is a problem, I have solved all these questions. Today's homework is I will be putting a sheet also, and these questions on page number 74. You have to solve all these questions and you have to send me these. Okay? From question
Yes.
number 1 to 11, hardly takes half an hour to solve all the questions. They are very simple. You have to just take care that you take care of these signs. When you're computing, you will consider this minus sign. Okay? So
Okay.
you will solve these questions today and we will go to the next part. I have done with you all the kinds of price elasticity of demand. Okay. Other than price elasticity of demand, there are other elasticities also, which which we are going to learn. Okay. Now, what are these other elasticity of demand? Okay, this I will teach you. There are two more types of elasticity of demand. One is your income elasticity of demand, and then another one is known as cross elasticity of demand. Okay, these also we will touch upon. Just do the numericals. The same. If you have understood the price elasticity of demand, then income and cross is not going to be difficult for you. Before that, we will just have a recap of what kinds of things can have what kind of elasticity. A table is given in your book, which is on page number 71. Lot of items are given to you and their price elasticities are given to you, whether it is elastic, whether it is inelastic. Go through this table which is given in your book. If there is a problem you have not understood, okay, why ma'am this is inelastic or why it is elastic, you ask me tomorrow. Otherwise I have just given a gist of it. For necessities, the demand is inelastic. Okay, why demand is inelastic? Because they are necessities for you. Okay, you cannot have too much of variation in this. You want to buy, you have to have fruits and vegetables, you have to have milk. So if their price increases, what you can do is you can just cut down the quantity demanded by a very short terms. Okay, very short. Only you can have a quantity demand reduction. You cannot have much. You cannot completely stop buying vegetables. Can you do that? You cannot do
No.
that. So even if the prices go from 10 rupees per kg of potato to 25 rupees per kg of potato, you will still, maybe you will from 2 kgs buy 1 kg or half kgs only, but you will still buy. Okay, so for necessities it is a inelastic demand. There is not much variation. For substitutes, the elasticity of demand is very elastic. That is because if you have a close substitute for a product, right? This we will learn in cross elasticity of demand also. If you have a close substitute for a product, if the price of one increases, you can easily substitute that for another thing. Okay. Suppose you are fond, there are number of varieties of toothpaste in the market. Okay. If you buy, unless you have a taste and preference for something. So when we are learning this, I have told you we learn only between price and demand. We keep all the other things constant. So we are not considering taste and preference. So if price of Colgate toothpaste goes up, if it is 25, it goes to 35. But Sensodyne is available or Close Up is available to you as a close substitute. They are all toothpaste only. You can easily change Colgate to Close Up. Okay. So for substitute